team back. I know we're live. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, we are live?
everybody.
What? I did not know we were live.
You're live.
Welcome to Browns Pitches.
Don't we say week after week after week we should record all that stuff that we do backstage, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yes.
Wow. That's
Oh,
the
dirt.
gold. Anyway.
You know, it's if people don't have enough dirt on me now, they would have a
Yeah,
be like,
exactly.
back in 2025, kids said. They'd be like, really?
Oh
And
my
we got
God.
weeks to prove it.
Where do you want to kick off this week then? Because there's 4 or 5 lovely things we could talk about. How about our championships and changes that they've made now? So how about
now.
that? Let's start off on a real big positive. Come on.
Well, it's really nice.
It's fantastic. Third most in the NFL now with the 8 championships.
Yep.
The Browns finally got recognized for the work that they did do, and that's something that the fans have been, fighting with Steelers fans for decades. That the Steelers were sitting there all the time. Hey, but those aren't Super Bowls. It's like, no,
you just changed the name of the championship.
Exactly. You just
I mean, there was four with the AAFC and then 4 with the NFL when it became the NFL. Just because it wasn't called the Super Bowl doesn't mean we didn't win it.
But see, now the new one is, those are the old Browns. You have an expansion team now. It's like, really keep digging to try.
It's the Cleveland
Browns.
No.
Yeah. It wasn't Modell's Browns.
No, it was
Browns. It was Browns. He won 7 of those championships. I think the other one was Collier, I think, was the coach at the time. So
good research. I like that. Yeah.
He went, I mean, they went to 10 straight championship games, won 7.
Yep.
Like,
now, didn't someone say that actually the Miami team are no longer the completely undefeated?
Only undefeated. Yeah.
So in 72, Miami. Yeah, not anymore. Not anymore.
No.
1948 Browns had an undefeated season.
Wow.
So 1948 Browns. So the 72 Dolphins.
Just a handful of games. That's not just a handful of games, is it? That's a lot of games they played that year.
Yeah, they won 14 games and then won the championship. So they were 15-0 in 1948.
Wow, that's awesome.
No great shakes, eh?
Absolutely.
No.
Quarterback Otto Graham now has 7 championships, so it ties with Tom Brady as the
GOAT.
2 most championships the most championships for quarterbacks.
Wow.
Lou Groza moves up from 41st to 24th. He played all 21 seasons with the Browns.
That's
so that 21 seasons. What the hell?
Groza.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Paul Brown moved up to 7th on the most wins for coaches, 213.
Yep.
So it was a huge deal for the NFL to finally get where they wanted to get to recognize the All-American Football Conference.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
Yeah.
Paul Brown was
his record is for those 4 years that it was like 47-3 or something like that. I mean, it's
crazy.
It was
domination. Yeah,
absolutely. And then to bring it back to full circle, the second coach for the Browns to ever have 2 11-win seasons. Paul Brown was the first. Kevin Stefanski is the second to have 2 11-win seasons.
Let's go. Here we go.
Wow.
Same.
History into making.
There is still hope for us.
There is hope.
Certainly is.
Never give
There
up.
is.
Where there's
reach out to a Newcastle fan and ask them what it feels like to go 70 years and then finally
And you. Yes. I see you. Yeah, there's a
Absolutely.
lot of similarities there. Yeah, you saw how the whole, well, you wouldn't maybe not have seen that, but it's the whole city of Newcastle is just gone potty, absolute bonkers mad about this, and it's very much like the Cleveland did when they brought
the Cavs won.
When the Cavs brought the championship home. It's like, oh my god, there's millions.
And Cleveland, and Cleveland's even more of a football city. You know,
100%.
You know, it would, pandemonium.
Can you imagine what downtown would look like if they brought home the Lombardi?
Absolute chaos.
I'm telling you now, I am coming over for that. I don't care. I'll catch a flight. I'm coming over.
I'll head home for that myself. There's absolutely no way I would miss that.
Oh no,
absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
My we already had flights going into Cleveland the week after the parade in 2016. My kids were so pissed. They're like, "Mom, seriously?" I was like, we're not changing, because back then it was a gazillion dollars to change.
Sure.
Yeah. I was like, I'm sorry. And my cousins met all the guys as they came out of the stadium. They were not happy with me at all. Yeah,
I didn't go to that thing. I watched it, and it was. You could just feel the electricity even at home watching it on TV.
I was still crying a week after we won.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, man, we won. We actually did it.
I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to say it. But there could be a repeat there. Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
You never know. I look at it this way: with Cleveland, anything is possible.
Yep.
You know, I mean, Cleveland is like one of those cities where it's just.
But unfortunately, we don't like to talk about the good. We're like, shh, nope, wait, don't say anything about it.
Try not to.
It's coming, but we're not talking about it.
We try, but then there's me. So, you know, I cannot be silenced.
No.
So what?
So we need to get a quarterback to win some championships here. So
definitely need a quarterback.
Yeah. What are you guys speculating after?
We currently stand is Kenny Pickett's our starter.
Okay. Anyway.
No, let's move.
That's who we got.
That is so true. That's so true. But within 18 days, that could change very quickly. I
think the Titans are definitely going to take Ward. Okay,
absolutely are.
Yeah, they canceled their private workout with Sanders, so that tends to lead.
Yeah.
So he'll be there at 2.
Where do you think that leaves us? Where does that leave us?
That leaves the entire rest of the NFL wondering what's going on, because if you ask 7 people, you'll get 9 different answers.
Right?
What we're doing.
Yep. Exactly. And I'm sure with the 4 of us, 5 with Linda, we'd all have different ideas of what's going to happen.
Absolutely would, because because it changes.
Wow.
It's I was Carter from the start, and now I'm sort of like thinking, look at Sanders and his workout. If you've seen it during the week, this kid, right? He is a pocket passer, is what they say. He stays in the pocket and he assesses his things from inside the pocket, and that is Kevin
intelligent quarterback
in a nutshell, complete nutshell. That is wow. So that could work. And did you see the interaction with his father, Dion, and the Browns hierarchy? I don't know if you saw the video of that, but they are talking and laughing and understanding, and it's almost like, wow, is this a done deal already?
I'm telling you, I work with somebody and he doesn't really follow football as much as like I do. And
okay, that's good. That's good because that's an outside view.
He's even said, Shador.
Yeah.
He's almost like 100% positive. It's almost signed on the dotted line. He is almost positive that the Browns is gonna go with him. And I take that, to heart because the guy, like I said, he doesn't follow football like I do. He's asking me questions about, what's going on with Garrett and what's going on with Chubb and everything. But and then he goes, well, what do you think about quarterback? And when I started talking quarterback, he was like, Shador. And I went, really? He goes, watch. He's watch, but he's like, mark my words.
That's cool. That would kind of make sense for the Miles. Miles had a little kind of sneaky smile on his face. Like
he sure did. He sure did.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
There's too much little stuff going on. And it's like, they don't think that the Browns fans are catching this, but we do. We know all about this kind of business. Like, let's keep it under the radar. But it's like one Browns fan's going, wait, what was that? And we catch on.
He's not an out-and-out scrambler. He's a passer. So do we not need to try and get some weapons for him as well? What's the latest for the Ayuk stuff?
I think that ended after he signed his roster bonus of $22.85
Oh, that's done deal. Okay.
Yeah, that was April 1st.
Yeah. We're gonna have a private workout with the running back Brandon Sloan coming up. The Browns will with Ball State. He rushed for 2,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, 118 receptions, 10 touchdowns, and 1,300 yards receiving. That's nice.
That's
okay.
Yeah.
Damn fine figures.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, we got DeAndre Carter, wide receiver. He's done a lot more of kickoff returns and things like that.
Yeah, that sounds like they brought him in for that specifically.
Yeah.
We do need that to be upgraded.
But I think we need someone to go alongside Judy. And I think
Tillman's good. Tillman's good. Tillman's ready to break out. Yep. He's ready to break out.
Right.
I promise you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
but
sometimes it's just about chemistry. It's not about he's the best. He's the second best. He's the third best. Let's go and get these. Sometimes it's not even like that. It's somebody can break out from nowhere. It's all about chemistry. Right. So
that is teamwork. I'm pretty sure that if
bring it back to what I said when the Browns hierarchy, we're talking Berry, Haslam, Stefanski. They all meet with Sanders and his father as well, and you see the chemistry of that actual video, and you think, well, they're not doing that for any other reason than to say, we can all make this work. So
Sure, agreed.
Yeah.
And then
it's not all about smiling faces and checkbooks and stuff like that. It's kind of like the chemistry is something you just can't buy. You just can't put a price on. So
that and pure teamwork too. You got to have teamwork. And, if one guy is not doing all that great, but he is kind of good, and then you got that other guy that's going to make him look better, and then they kind of work together as a team, and then it's
that's leadership.
It falls into place, and then
that's leadership.
It's
probably
one of the biggest things that's said about Shador is he throws one of the most catchable balls because he puts it for the receiver in the
for sure.
Yeah.
On a dime.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The receiver doesn't have to change his position. He's just running his route and boom, it's there. It's not he's turning back, he's stopping to catch the ball. Yeah, he's pretty consistent as well.
Absolutely.
So do we continue to chase for Cousins as well as a mentor?
Well, Cousins came to Cleveland. He came all the way here. Nobody.
Oh yeah, but
to
that
believe
was for
anybody.
vacation. Who takes a
Sure,
vacation in
sure it
Westlake?
was.
I don't
Absolutely.
know.
Yeah.
Let me stop.
You're just
Let me
Really
stop
don't.
the conversation
you're
right
just-
there, right? Who the
That's
hell comes to Cleveland for a vacation?
That's
Come
like
on.
somebody going, I'm going to
Well, like
UCLA for a
especially like Kirk
vacation.
Cousins.
Really?
Yeah.
Unless like his wife had family here, but no, she doesn't. So
You
He
don't
was
go to
just
you
No,
don't
checking
go
out,
to Westlake for a
Chipotle's
vacation.
in the area and barbecue shops in the area, and sure.
yeah.
Get that. I do get that. But nobody comes to Cleveland for a vacation. Well, I do.
Unless
I'm
you're
going
checking
to
out
see my
schools
kids.
for your
We all
kids.
do.
Yeah.
I live in Cleveland and I don't go to Westlake for a vacation.
So there's
Sorry,
something,
Westlake, we love you.
something going on. There's something
Exactly.
going on there. We can only speculate. Well,
Sorry.
so
Yeah.
next up,
But-
next thing is the annual meeting of the NFL owners and stuff. Nicely done in Palm Beach, Florida. Would you believe? Yes, that's up a jolly down there. Lovely. Thank you very much.
Tough having
Um,
meetings down there.
Now what?
I know, Jim and I hate when that happens.
Very exactly. Yeah, says Beth from Alaska. Couldn't be more
Hey,
further apart. But no,
it's in the 40s. Whoop whoop.
woo-hoo.
Yeah,
So,
we're in the 40s.
what do you make of the new kickoff rule? Sort of the adjustment of the rule.
Oh, that the touchback is now at the 35.
Mhm.
Yeah, they want to
That's
see more
not- that's
kickoff
got-
returns.
They want the ball in play, so
Mhm.
why not? You know, I thought it should be it should have been more than what it was last season or when they started the new kickoff, because it's like, okay, so it's 5 yards more than he got before, but this is 10 yards more than you would have got for a touchback back in the old days. So it
So you're
makes a
starting
difference.
if they choose to kick the ball dead, you're starting your drive from the 35. Okay?
Right.
Sure.
That's
Sure.
nice.
And they're hoping that's going to put off teams from kicking dead all the time. I'm
Right.
sure that's
Right.
wow.
And they have to get in the drop zone between the 20 and the goal line. So that's the game. If it goes before the 20 or out of bounds, then it's at the is it at the 40 or is it the 35? I'm not sure on that,
could
but
be the 40.
yeah.
Yes,
So
that should be the 40.
yeah. So it's got to be in that
So-
20-yard zone.
So they're trying to make it more that there's more returns, basically, more return
Yeah, I
plays
mean,
rather
they
than just
took-
Right.
dead.
They
But-
took the
yeah.
full sprint out. They feel they got the kickoff much safer, lining
Right.
everybody up
Mhm.
5 yards from each other, similar to a line of
Mhm.
scrimmage. So they want to see more kickoffs in
Yeah.
We all
And
do.
nice
Yeah,
move getting
absolutely.
DeAndre Carter if that's what is going to be happening.
Absolutely.
more.
They're going
You
back
know?
right back to that. DeAndre Carter
Right.
coming in
Oh,
for
that's
that very
right.
that's
reason.
the guy. That's
Yeah,
the guy.
yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Ah,
Good job,
Yeah.
Browns. All right, let's go.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah, staying ahead of the
Very
ball
good.
for once.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Yeah.
I've
You have
also heard
the-
that they've go ahead, Don. Sorry.
Well, no, they were. So you have the expanded replay assist. It not going to be to throw flags, but it'll be to help assist, or correct bad calls. If they throw a flag and they can quickly see they shouldn't have, replay
Wow.
assist should help.
That's
So
more
Oh,
that
that's
helps
interesting.
cool.
That's very
The-
cool. That's like VAR,
Yeah.
and it's sort of like
Yeah.
send the referee over to the booth.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my god!
What are they
'Cause
saying
there's been
upstairs?
There's been
Yeah.
some shocking. There's been some shockers, isn't there? Come, let's be honest with you, and we can all see it
Oh,
as
yeah.
fans.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's like,
Oh,
why?
absolutely.
And
You gotta.
there's no comeback.
can
There's no
correct it,
comeback.
you
But
need to
now
correct it.
maybe if
Yesterday with the Duke and Houston game, there was one call that was completely blocked, and they called it a foul, and it really changed the trajectory of the game at that point. And there was nothing that you can't stop and use a timeout to do that, to look back at the film. And
there's nothing worse than after a game, and I don't care what game it is, Browns, non-Brown, football, basketball, to talk about the officiating after the game.
Oh.
You know, the NFL hates it as much as anybody, and so if they can correct it, you know, they're trying to do a better job with the first down. I mean, spotting the ball is always just going to be, but they're going to use the computer.
Unless they have something in the ball that shows it cross the plane and that type of thing.
That's another.
Absolutely. There you go. Because they're going to use the computer to measure the first down.
Right.
Why are we chain gang as a backup? So that's another one of the new rules.
Yeah.
How does that make sense? It's like this is the most watched sport game on the planet, and they haven't got the technology to be able to say where the ball is.
Well, they do have the technology, but I mean, it's always been played. If you're being a purist of the game, it's been played with a ref calling the game. You know, so
a couple of old guys with a couple of sticks and a chain that measures 10 yards. So come on, we've got technology that can do so much better than that.
Yeah,
absolutely do. Absolutely.
For sure.
It's time to it's time to move in that direction. It definitely
tennis has got your Hawkeye, and you can say that down to the millimeter. What your soccer's got your goal line technology and stuff like this.
Right, offsides, all of that kind of stuff.
In the ball, the chip is in the ball. It's like, why can't the NFL? Oh man, honestly.
They'll catch up someday.
It needs to. It needs to come, because sometimes some of those goal lines, you know, they
spot the ball. I mean, you're like, what?
Yeah. You know, we haven't got to the tush push being tabled yet.
Oh yeah, I heard it's coming. Yeah, I heard it's coming.
It definitely sounds like Goodell wants it banned. So we'll see what happens. What is it? May, I think, is the next owners meeting, but same idea. You know, sometimes it's hard to see where the ball is in relation to the goal line on those types of things. So to know whether it made it over the end line, or, you know, or touch the end line, doesn't have to go over, just has to touch it.
Right. Yeah. There were a few you're like
available. They need to use
it. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be super easy. They already have pylons there at the goal line. You know, there's technology in the ball. There's technology to use there already. So get with it, NFL. No,
absolutely.
You guys let the GoPro on top of their helmets already and just call it a day. And then,
they should really have the ref that's behind, that's holding, have to wear a GoPro. Like, where the hell are you looking, dude? You have one job.
Then we would
especially with Miles. I sit every game and I'm like, right there.
Looking right at it.
There. Call it. Oh, but it's Miles, so it's okay. You know. And then Tuesday where, oh yes, we made a mistake. Sorry. What the shit does that do now?
It directly affects the result or changes the course of a game, then
it can change the course of a year.
Right?
And a missed call in week 3 can affect the rest of a season. Coaches get fired, GMs get fired, and the NFL knows and needs to do a better job. They just need to do a better job.
Take heed, Kansas City.
They're busted, man. They're a busted flush. I think they're a busted flush. Yeah, they played the rules according to what the rules are allowed them to play by. So things are catching up now. Things are catching up now.
Definitely coming along. But
we have a lot to look forward to. Voluntary start.
Carry on. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying voluntary start April 22nd, 9 weeks, 3 phases. They can be back in the house.
Wow.
24th is the draft.
The draft.
And we will all know what's going on.
That's not too far away. That's not too far away. No.
Nope.
And I literally work close to Front Street too. Again, I work right there by Berea. It's like, I get out of work at 3.
Well, everybody will be headed to the stadium for the draft
watch show.
and the concert and
I'll be up here in Alaska.
Yes. We've got a round one pick. Yay! We've got a round one pick. Yay! Wow.
Pick 2.
Well, yep. Let's move on from all of that. New days are coming. New days, new breath of fresh air in the house.
Truth. Yeah, but I mean, is it though? I mean, can you?
Yes.
Would you like to elaborate or help me out here when Haslam's comments on the Watson situation?
Did anyone else say thank you, Captain Obvious? Hello.
I went really dumb. No, I said really dumb fuck. We already figured that out.
Linda.
Hey, the top queen. Yes, hi. She's here. Dropped into stay.
Isn't she lovely?
Oh, damn. She's got home. She's got her browns. She's
getting flipped.
Let's do this. So what about the Haslam's comments then?
So the owner says we take a big swing and miss. We thought we had the quarterback, but we didn't.
Really?
Wait, what? Seriously?
Damn,
that is such a shocking news. Breaking news, Haslam is a dumbass. I mean, hello, thank you, Captain Obvious. He's
taking ownership for making the mistake, and he's saying, "I can imagine that for our sport." Yeah, but what's the equivalent for our soccer team? Would be what we absolutely cocked this fight up to 230 million pound balls up, and the guy is still on the roster.
That's the part that
he's going to be on the roster. He's going to be working out around the thing and whatever, but he will not be at game day.
Wow.
Won't be a game day.
I mean, we all know the truth behind the statement. And clearly, we all know the truth behind the statement. But I was shocked the minute I heard it. Not that he owned up to it, not that he made the statement, but that is a statement you make when the guy became a free agent or you released the player and we took a swing and a miss.
He pulled him. Because I would have done the same damn thing. I would have done it right in front of him and been like, you know what, you're the worst mistake I ever made. I'm like, sorry.
Well, that's what he did. That's exactly what he did. That's 100% what he did. Here's my quarterback.
Your uniform.
He's rehabbing. He tore his Achilles twice. He's rehabbing. And that's the worst mistake we made. And we've got to get it better. We've got to get it right.
I loved it.
So that tells you a lot of what's happening in 18 days.
It sure does.
We have moved on from you, whether you're here or not. So it's too bad we have so much in his contract that we couldn't do a trade for Cousins. Give him to Atlanta.
Honestly, I love my Browns. They're just they just give us gold.
But
he's just going to be sitting there.
It makes you feel better that at least they're not still trying to hold on by a thread to him or something. You know what I mean? Because it's like that's how we're going to get that breath of fresh air into the locker room is
the line has been drawn.
Exactly.
It needed to be drawn because that's what led to 3-14 last year was trying to hold on to the trade and starting him for the start of the season.
Well, you don't start a quarterback with that kind of shoulder injury in the first place, first week.
No. No,
I'm sorry.
there was too many mistakes on that, on a lot of it, and yeah, you don't.
He couldn't throw down the field.
You know,
No.
I didn't mind. I didn't mind the swing and the miss.
Mm.
You know,
Tried for something. On paper, it should have worked out, but there was too much baggage.
The Browns are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And
this is different quarterbacks than the ones that we're talking about at the moment, which would be Sanders, Cousins, and Pickett as well. They all play their game inside the pocket, and this is the first year, I've said it so many times now, this is the first year that Kevin has actually had a chance to pick his own quarterback room. Okay. Now this one's on Kevin. This one's on Kevin. I don't think we're going to be disappointed. I'm harsh. I've always been so heavily harsh on Kev and his tactical and his analytics and all that bull crap. But okay, I'm prepared to say, you know what? I'll take a back seat. This one's on you, Kev. This is your last chance, saloon. Right.
Yeah. Well, it's Kevin's quarterback. It really, because he came in, Baker wasn't his quarterback.
No.
Then the Watson deal, I don't think Kevin had a hand in that whatsoever. But you see Kevin playing a big role in the scouting for the new quarterback, talking to other people. So
look at the successful what his offense could do.
With Flacco,
he would stand there and he would stand in the pocket and he would deliver. All right, it wasn't always what we wanted to see, and Winston as well.
It's the Gary Kubiak offense that was taken to Minnesota. Kyle Shanahan and Shanahan, his father. It's the same offense, and the first time that there was a quarterback that ran that offense, it was explosive.
Yeah.
You know, he threw how many games in a row over 300 yards and was leading, had played, got off a plane and was leading the league. So the offense is not the issue.
Yeah.
It's the guy that's the quarterback
that's leading the offense.
Sure is.
Yeah.
No, that's the truth. So,
and our locker room, they have to have that brotherhood and buy into Kevin's, it's got to be that camaraderie that was gone last year. It was gone. It was terrible to watch. And outside, inside.
It was broken on both sides of the football. Yeah. It was broken.
Sure was.
Yeah. Just sign Chubb. Come on, just please. Just sign Chubb. It just makes me sad that you don't hear anything like nada.
Well, it's kind of like with what is it?
Joe. Yeah.
Joe, we still haven't. He's like fell off the face of the earth. I don't know. What did he go to Mars for rehab or something? What's going on with this dude?
Yeah.
No.
Well, Hall will be ready for training camp, so that's good. I like to hear that. So he was doing good before that knee injury. So.
Yeah. No. Barry was asked about JOK. And you just get the quick, democratic answer of, he's rehabbing and we'll see what goes on. Won't speculate now.
Yeah.
And
it's probably one of those things where it's like not even the doctors right now at this point knows what he's going to be capable of doing until he's done doing what he's got to do, and then they're going to take it from there, because that was a hell of an injury, and
sure was.
You can't just sit there and go, yeah, one day he's perfect, and then he goes out there and somebody kills him, right? And it's like, well, I thought you said he was good.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be one of those where it's just going to be time. If he comes in in the middle of the season, then he comes back in at the middle of the season. If we find out in the middle of the season that he's never coming back, then, so be it. But it's going to be one of those very, very long and lengthy things for him to have to go through.
Yeah.
Well, that's covered the Browns gold again for a week.
Yep.
So wow, every single week it's something different. These guys is great.
Yep.
It really is.
Yeah, next week there'll be a different person. We think it'll be at pick 2. I don't know.
I know.
Yep.
Stay tuned.
It's Hunter.
Stay tuned.
We're going down. We're taking Tyler's show. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Days of our life.
I'll take
as
you.
I don't have to say what the fuck,
Maybe in the next week or so, I'll take you through my my take on the analytics and how they make them work. Okay, that's for a future show.
Yeah, and I think we also need to talk about the everybody superstitions. Hello, superstitions. And so we can do our giveaway next week.
Nicely done. Thank you.
Yes. Everyone, I have horrible superstitions. I'm terrible.
Oh, don't. Me too. Me too. Yeah.
It can't be any worse than me.
Tell you some shit. Wow.
Can't be any worse than me with a big old stick of sage this freaking big.
Superstitions. Yeah. Yeah. You
never put your underpants
on. You never put your underpants on by putting your left leg through first.
I didn't
for the whole week.
She's got pants on now. We're okay.
I have them on now. I wore them when I found out I was sticking to my chair.
Straight up, honestly.
All right. So join us next week. There's always going to be more Browns to talk about. And as we always say, go Browns, bitches.
Bye, all.